Please welcome to Sean Carter.
I am jazzed to be a part of this session. It feels like just yesterday I got my hands on Spring Boot. I was just excited about microservice architecture, containerizing my workloads. And for me at that time on my journey, our next guest helped me understand that path to cloud management. Helped me welcome a Kubernetes community icon, a distinguished engineer at Google Cloud, Kelsey Hightower.
It's too soon for all of that. It's 2022. How did we get here? Kind of feels like things are changing all the time. They are changing. VMware has announced like 700 new projects this year. Just when you thought you got that last VMware certificate. Nope. But to understand how we got here, we have to go backwards and understand where we came from. And I think the best way to do it is to start it with my own VMware journey. In early 2000, I can remember standing in a data center, looking at a broken server, running Windows NT 3.1, Service Pack 2, Workstation Edition. I know what you're thinking. Who puts Workstation Edition on the server? And I have a problem. I need to get this server back online before anyone finds out. I'm not sure what's running there. And I go to order a new server, and it turns out the hardware is too new for this operating system. And so a new physical machine was out of the question, but luckily for me, I could find compatible hardware, but this time it would be virtual. And at that point, I learned that the importance of separating the operating system from the physical hardware, and we got virtualization. We will go on to do the same thing for networking and storage, and it turns out all the virtualization we did in the data center led to the cloud. That's right. Data center technologies is the precursor to the cloud. Now, for most people, the cloud was the first time that you would be running your virtual machines in someone else's data center, and something else will become front and center. We need to make sure that our workloads were portable between these environments. And the VM becomes front and center. And there's this one magical pattern that would emerge, which is one app per VM. And that gave us this pattern, almost like this appliance. And then that became the workload, this app and this VM. And our goal was to try to create specifications so that that could be portable between the cloud providers. We did that for almost 10 years, and a new pattern emerged. And that pattern was containerization. And the container actually picks up from that one app per VM pattern where we take the app and all of its dependencies, but this time we would drop the machine and focus on the app and only its dependencies. Now in this world, we create another problem. My old school VMware administrators remember this problem. We had container sprawl. You all remember VM sprawl? You would give out VMs to your organization, and then they would open a ticket or come to you and say, hey, I lost one of the VMs. Like, how do you lose a virtual machine? And we have the same problem in the container world, where people are creating containers and there was a missing component. Now, the way we solved this in the virtual machine world was we have tools like vCenter that gives you a UI and a control plane to manage the workloads underneath. This is the orchestration layer. Well, we did the same thing for containers. We took a lot of those things that we learned in that virtual machine world, including the need for orchestration, scheduling, and workload management, and we gave it a new name. We chose to call it Kubernetes. It serves very similar functions as the stack you're familiar with. So when I see people at a conference like this, and they're like, all of this stuff is new and it's overwhelming, the truth is, you probably know 80% of it already. So I'm going to return back to the original question, how did we get here? Well, hopefully the answer is obvious because you all helped us do it. Thank you.
Thank you for that great recap on how we got here. According to the latest State of Kubernetes survey, most of you are already running Kubernetes in production. Nearly half of you plan to expand your Kubernetes environment within the year. That's exciting. You're going to face new challenges, cloud-native challenges, the ever-changing developer experience, operating Kubernetes effectively, efficiently, and securely, and managing the multitude of apps across all of the clouds. And I believe the golden path to production starts at the developer laptop. So let's start with the developer experience. 94% of you believe that you need a DevX strategy. You have a DevX strategy. Yet, only 27% of you would call it mature. Why is that? Well, it's hard, that's why. The developer experience needs these things in order to be successful. The strategy needs these things. First, application templates and patterns for API-driven development. Self-service to insights and enablement, integration with the tools that your developers are already using, and continuing to ship security left all the way to your developer's laptop. At VMware Tanzu Application Platform provides those things. Empowering developers to deliver their best, most secure software with a developer experience that's built on Backstage, application templates out of the box, API-first development, and an API catalog with beautiful supply chain choreography that is powerful. Also, it delivers the visibility needed to debug and improve your cycle times on any cloud, any Kubernetes. At VMware Explorer US, we made the announcement. TAP 1.3, and it was released a few weeks ago. It is a great time to be a Tanzu developer. We shared new features in Tanzu 1.3, or Tanzu Application Platform 1.3, Red Hat OpenShift support, air-gapped installations, dynamic API registration, deploy your app, automatically register the API catalog. That's API-first development. Security dashboard, and the expanded ecosystem integrations. Now, a bottleneck is being created. Adoption of open source containers. It's actually increasing in development, yet it's slowing down in production. That's because the frequency of supply chain attacks has tripled, and 94% of you are worried about taking OSS to production. So, what if I told you you could supply your developers with OSS containers that align with your corporate compliance? That sounds like something I want. I'm fired up to introduce in beta VMware Image Builder. You can use the Bitnami engine to securely adopt and package open source as containers, as Helm charts, as carve-out packages, or even OVAs on any cloud and any Kubernetes. Now that your developers are building their best, most secure software faster with TAP, how do you keep your Kubernetes operations in line? How do you keep up? A platform team needs to deliver Kubernetes quickly and efficiently. Consistently, deliver a golden path for secure apps and infrastructure. Provide auditable insights across every cluster. And VMware Tanzu for Kubernetes operations is the foundation. Streamline and scale your Kubernetes platform operations in the data center, at the edge, across different clouds. In any cloud, any Kubernetes. At VMware Explorer US, we shared some cool stuff. First, all the things with Tanzu Mission Control. Full lifecycle management at AWS EKS. Also, GitOps support and continuous delivery with Flux. Improved application reliability and resiliency with the ability to cross-cluster backup and restore. and continuing to move security, shifting security left, integration with Tanzu Service Mesh. Now in beta, I'm elated to announce new capabilities in Tanzu Mission Control. Any Kubernetes, any cloud, on-premises, and area. It is exciting. I'm excited about that too. I'm fired up about these new capabilities in Tanzu Service Mesh. Deploy sensors to each Kubernetes cluster to detect anomalous behavior in east-west traffic. That lateral security that we heard of. GitOps support and integration between Tanzu Service Mesh and Tanzu Mission Control. Automatic discovery and onboarding of Kubernetes clusters. Any Kubernetes, any cloud. My people right there. Tanzu services and VMware data solutions are now available with Sovereign Cloud and Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Any cloud, any Kubernetes, your cloud. As we expand these apps to any Kubernetes and any cloud, new questions arise. Where do I put things? Which apps should we deploy to which cloud? I've heard these questions already here. Are we consistently applying our policies and across clusters and across clouds? Are we prudently optimizing cost versus performance? Are we being cloud smart? Do we have a global view across platforms and clouds that your teams need? Do we have those things? No? We shared. We introduced VMware Aria at VMware Explore US. I'm excited about it. I'm fired up about it. I'm elated about it. And I'm jazzed to be here to tell you about it. VMware Aria delivers solutions for cost, operations, and automation. All integrated and connected to VMware Aria Hub, powered by VMware Aria Graph. With that, we deliver multi-cloud data model, federating and correlating data to deliver unique value across multi-cloud governance, cross-cloud migration, and actionable business insights. I want an audit trail for where my money is being spent and is it driving value. I want that same type of delivery, that same type of trail that I get with my GitOps. You're facing new challenges. We're here to help, and we're going to get you started with a free tier of VMware Aria. You're facing challenges, cloud-native challenges, developer experience, operating Kubernetes, and managing apps across clouds. We have solutions. VMware Tanzu Application Platform, VMware Tanzu for Kubernetes Operations, and VMware Aria. And now let's talk about accelerating those workloads to the cloud and to the edge. Thanks.